What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and today I'm going to be talking about something that's a little on the sadder side. So, I remember when I was at Star Wars Celebration back in April, and I was on the floor of the convention center, and I heard about this interview that happened with the actor that used to play Admiral Ackbar. And as you all know, when we watched The Last Jedi, he was just wasted. This great scene, well, nothing in The Last Jedi is great, but this great scene that could have gone to him, where showing Admiral Ackbar and giving some credit to one of the original characters, saving everyone, even though the plan was awful and completely pointless, and it broke the entire lore of the way that space travel works in Star Wars. Instead, they just killed Admiral Ackbar off scene, and then they had purple hair bitch, use and break the entire laws of the Star Wars universe, and just, use the ship to cut through a Star Destroyer. It's like, alright, well, don't you think that they would have weaponized that a long time ago? But you know what? Because it doesn't fit in with the lore of Star Wars that has already been established, the rules of the science in this galaxy. But you know what? Rian Johnson was just like, F you, and guess what? Not only did he say F you to all of Star Wars, but he completely disrespected one of the cast members who was the actor that played Ackbar. So I'm going to show you this clip of what the actor had to say about what happened. Alright, everyone, I have the clip pulled up of the interview with Tim Rose, the actor that played Admiral Ackbar, and what he had to say about his experience working on The Last Jedi with Rian Johnson and the way that he was treated. Now, Tim Rose did play a lot of other characters throughout his acting career. There's some Easter eggs in the background. One of my favorite movies of all time. So let's see this. And I'm just going to let you guys know, I probably will get emotional. I have seen this clip before, but it's absolutely heartbreaking. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go.
And I thought, oh, well, maybe they're going to say, thank you for being one of the heritage characters and giving 30 years and all that, and, being all that. But what they did was they gave me a Millennium Falcon sign that had the day and the date on it, a scene number, and they said, can you look at camera and just say it's a wrap, because that would be really funny.
It's a wrap!
I was actually in tears in the suit because I
Really?
thought, after everything, after hoping there'd be something, after knowing there wasn't going to be anything else, Ackbar's final moment before he went into the box was just a big joke about it's a wrap. I disappeared down the back and couldn't come out for a good 30 minutes after that, yeah.
I mean, like, how disrespectful do you have to be to do that to someone? And I mean, it like I said, it's absolutely heartbreaking because, I mean, this has been someone that has been so involved with the Star Wars universe and lore, and you don't even get to see his face because he's in a costume. He's in a Mon Calamari costume. He's Admiral freaking Ackbar. Not only did Rian Johnson disrespect all of Star Wars, disrespect Luke Skywalker, completely ruin Luke Skywalker, take a character like Admiral Ackbar that is not only important in the movies, he led the final siege in Return of the Jedi against the Death Star, and then he even has more of a character development in the expanded universe, and he just threw this character away. He said, no, let's not show Admiral Ackbar. Let's not have Admiral, if we're going to kill him off like this, let's do it off screen. Now, instead of giving him that moment, you could have let purple hair bitch live and gone into the next movie. Since let's introduce this character. Let's show how condescending, how sexist she is. The way that she speaks to Poe. I mean, if that's not #MeToo, I don't know what else is. And then have completely break the lore of the Star Wars universe with the science of how hyperspace works. And instead of if you're going to do that, if you're going to break that, at least use a character that people know, that are familiar with, that he could have come in and said, no, you save yourself, I'll do it, and have some honor and dignity. And then, that scene might have actually, been a little savable. And instead, I mean, just hearing that he, I mean, it breaks my heart hearing that somebody that gave it their all, that was so invested in everything with Star Wars, that loved it, that was in it for, I mean, this has been a part of his life for 40 something years. And I mean, not only was he, this wasn't his only movie that he worked on with George, he also was the voice of Howard the Duck. He was in a bunch of the Ewok movies. He was in Dark Crystal. So it's even more of a confirmation of how much Disney is just F you to the original Star Wars, F you to the fans, F you to the cast. I mean, just watching it and seeing how much Luke Skywalker was disrespected, and then because he's not one of those blockbuster main people, just hearing this interview and how he was crying in the suit, it really breaks my heart. And it's infuriating because at least have some dignity, at least have respect for your elders. At the very minimum, you want to be a shitty person, you want to say that you're gonna be artistic and you're gonna do something different with Star Wars and it's your artistic vision, okay, whatever, but at least have some fucking respect. At least have some respect for the people that made it what it was. But they don't, and this in a way is just an exact representation of how all of us as fans feel about the new Star Wars movies. Because that's all that Rian Johnson did. He literally took something that everyone loved and said, let me rip it up, let me throw it in a dumpster, let me light it on fire, let me pee all over it, and present it to you. And when you say this is literally crap that was burned and you pissed all over it, and they're like, if you don't like it, you're racist and sexist and a misogynistic man baby that lives in your mom's basement. And it's like, this is literally trash. And they're like, screw you. And then they get mad at us and they blame us for their movies failing. They blame us for the toy sales. It's like, no, you literally presented us with shit and we wouldn't accept it. And at least he's able to speak out. I know that the way that Mark Hamill deals with things, it's a little bit more, he has to be more careful about it, but just seeing this, I feel like that's the way that it's like I said, it's the exact representation of how we all feel about it. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. And I mean, if I ever meet Tim Rose, it's like, oh my God, how do you say, how do you apologize to somebody like that? Somebody that got treated like that. And just say, you're not alone. We all feel it. But of course, nobody is able to feel what he felt. To be in a suit and expecting to, finally have a part, get some recognition, just be like, hey, maybe we couldn't film it like this. Maybe it wasn't in the budget. Our $1 billion budget. Maybe it wasn't in the budget. But, sorry. Like he said, at least some recognition. And they just used him as a joke. Way to bite the hand that freaking feeds you. Admiral Ackbar was a respected character. He still is a respected character. All these new characters, they don't mean shit to us. They really don't. You look at somebody that was respectable, that had a purpose, that even when you dive into more of his character and who he is, and you go watch the Clone Wars, how they introduced him in the Clone Wars, he's a freaking prince, and how he deals with the politics of his planet. Then you read the expanded universe, and you find out not only the turmoil that his planet was in, but also that it was destroyed by the Empire like Leia's. And you go and you learn more about the Mon Calamari. And it just adds so much depth to him. But just in the two movies, the original ones that he was in, you have so much respect for him as a human and as a character. So it hurts. It hurts to see that. And I mean, my heart goes out to him. And like I said, I know that this is going to be a pretty, downer video, but I mean, this is something that I feel people need to know about, that it needs to get out there, that this interview with him needs to be seen, because this is somebody that actually deserves respect, and the way that he was treated, it's like that's something that no human should have to go through. And the fact that not only is he crying in his suit, but he had to go off and be by himself because he was just you just, it's common fucking human courtesy. Like, it doesn't matter that it does matter, but I mean, at the end of the day, when you're gonna look at somebody like Rian Johnson, yeah, this dude has absolutely no respect. He is, I feel like he has something is off in his mind, because the way that he thinks, the way that he says, oh no, there's no valid criticism of my movie. It's like, what planet are you freaking living on? It's not a planet in Star Wars, because the science there actually makes sense. But the fact that he is okay with just throwing away characters like Luke Skywalker, like Princess Leia, the freaking Mary Poppins Leia, and then doing this to someone, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone deserves to be treated like an equal, to be treated like a fucking human being. And Rian Johnson doesn't understand that, and it's very obvious, and it shows. And I feel like if we were, like I said, he is able to go out and say stuff like this, and because he's not on the tight leash like other people are, like Mark Hamill is. And I feel like if Carrie Fisher weren't gone, she probably would have let some things slip as well. And I mean, I feel like if Harrison Ford would have been in The Last Jedi, him and Rian Johnson would have probably gotten into it. So, I mean, Rian Johnson's lucky that Han Solo wasn't there, because I feel like Harrison Ford would have not put up with his shit. But I could only imagine the things that Mark Hamill has to say, but just can't. So, everyone, I know that this is a bit of a downer, and I'm very upset by seeing that from somebody that, was a character that I actually really liked as a kid. I thought he was cool. I was so fascinated by his species, and I wanted to learn more, and I was able to. So, again, like, it's so hard not to cry talking about it, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope, even though I know that this is a downer, I hope you were able to get something out of it, and if anything, he's able to get more support for, making people aware of what happened. So, everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's okay too, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little bell, that way you get notifications when I do other videos and live streams. And until next time, everyone, may the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. What's up, everyone? I have a P.O. box, so if you want to send me some mail, go ahead and send it to Anna, that's Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short, at P.O. Box number 28171, Santa Ana, California, 927998171. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.